$15,000, roughly 2,200,000 yen, for a detached house on Japan's sunniest, warmest coastline. In most surf destinations on Earth, that number would not buy a parking spot within sight of the water. In Miyazaki, on Japan's southeastern coast, it is simply what an aging Akiya costs. The same story driving cheap houses across the rest of Kyushu, playing out in a prefecture that looks and feels nothing like the rural stereotype. Understanding why Miyazaki is priced like anywhere else in declining Japan, despite offering a lifestyle most countries would charge a premium for, is the whole appeal of this video. Miyazaki holds some of the highest sunshine hour counts and clearest day totals in the entire country, paired with a warm average temperature that holds up across most of the year. That is not marketing language, it is measurable climate data, and it is the one advantage no amount of renovation budget or subsidy can create anywhere else in Japan. The same demographic story applies here as everywhere else on this channel. Aging population, inherited houses nobody wants to maintain, land priced far below what the climate alone would suggest it should be worth. A $15,000 Akiya in Miyazaki is not a special deal. It is the ordinary price of an extraordinary climate that the market has not figured out how to charge for yet. And the ordinary rules still apply once you own it. An older wooden structure needs the same seismic and moisture inspection this channel recommends everywhere in Japan, and the climate that makes Miyazaki pleasant to live in, warm, humid, coastal, is also the climate that is hardest on an untreated roof and unclean gutters. Cheap and sunny does not mean cheap and maintenance-free. Spots like Aoshima and Hyuga carry quality waves nearly year-round, well known enough within global surf culture that the sport itself has pulled outsiders into permanent relocation, not just vacation trips. That is a genuinely different migration story than most of rural Japan tells. People did not move to Miyazaki because a house was cheap and then discover the lifestyle afterward. Many came for the waves first, and the affordable Akiya market turned out to be the mechanism that let them stay, buying a place near the break instead of renting indefinitely or flying back every season. The result shows up in the numbers. Miyazaki's foreign resident population has topped a record 7,000 people, drawn from roughly 90 countries, a striking figure for a prefecture more associated with beaches and citrus fruit than international demographics. Beyond the waves, Miyazaki runs on its own distinct identity. Mango and Hyuganatsu citrus, Miyazaki beef, and charcoal-grilled jidori chicken are not imported comforts. They are the prefecture's own agricultural brand, sold nationally as some of Japan's most recognized regional food. Scenery does double duty as daily life rather than a special trip. Aoshima's Bible-like rock formations, Udo Shrine perched over the ocean, and Takachiho Gorge make a low-stress, outdoor-first lifestyle the default rather than a weekend exception. Individual towns add their own incentives on top, Kanitami and Heinekage among them, aimed specifically at younger newcomers willing to settle rather than just visit. None of this requires choosing between the surf community and the traditional agricultural side of the prefecture. The same short drive that reaches a world-class break can just as easily reach a farm stand selling that week's mango harvest. Two very different versions of Miyazaki, sharing the same small road. So why is a house on this coastline still priced like anywhere else in declining rural Japan? Because the Akiya market prices a building's age and a region's population trend, not its climate, its surf, or its food culture, and Miyazaki scores exactly as poorly on the first two as any other shrinking prefecture, while scoring higher than almost anywhere else in the country on everything else. That mismatch is the entire opportunity. $15,000 will not buy a coastal lifestyle destination anywhere else on Earth with a climate this consistent and a surf community this established. In Miyazaki, for now, it does, priced the same as a house nobody wants 2 hours from any coastline at all. Do the inspection, budget the renovation honestly, and the gap between what this coastline is worth and what it currently costs is the real story here, not a hidden catch waiting to be discovered later. If this made Japan's empty house market a little clearer, subscribe to Akiya Handbook, the channel that explains how Japan's cheap houses actually work, honestly, and without selling you anything. There is also a free guide waiting in the description, the Akiya Buyer's Starter Guide, How to Buy a Cheap House in Japan Without Getting Burned. 11 chapters on the truth about so-called free houses, the hidden costs, and who should not buy. No hype, and completely free. The link is below. Thanks for watching.